Say my name! It's Harmless Phosphorescence! Hello everyone! This is Thoreau Smiley and I seem nice, but don't buy it. It gets real Game of Thrones around here. Who's joining me this week?
I'm Josh Cece, and my stripper name is Sriracha.
Sorry I'm late. I got held up at the business office. I'm Brian Lesh.
I'm Alaric Weber, and I look like I'm up to something.
It's because you are, Al.
Dude.
This is Harmless Phosphorescence. It's the podcast where we watch every theatrically released full-length live-action superhero movie ever made. We gather some research into the production and the source material, then we tell you all about it. This show is brought to you by our patrons. Patrons like executive producers Michael Beckwith and Atticus Burkett. You can be a patron too. Just head over to patreon.com/harmlessentertainment. We got lots of bonus content there. We got a Star Wars miniseries, holiday shows, music shows, our monthly movie, where every month we go through some rigmarole to pick a movie, and then we watch it and talk about it. This month our movie is The Shining.
Oh
So
my God.
that should be out within a few days for you guys.
It's going to take us a day to record it.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, that's The Shining. We're going to be recording that soon, and it'll be out shortly afterwards. It's our first Kubrick movie, so that should be interesting. But this week on Harmless Phosphorescence, we're watching Shazam.
You've run from foster homes in 6 counties.
I can take care of myself.
When you're 18, give these people a chance, because that's what they're giving you.
This is Billy Batson. Make sure you make him feel at home.
They seem nice, but don't buy it. It gets real Game of Thrones around here. Dude, just messing around. You look at me and you're like, why so dark? You're a disabled foster kid. You've got it all. If you could have one superpower, what would you pick? Everybody chooses flight. You know why?
So they can fly away from this conversation?
No, because heroes fly.
What, you need your fake family to stand up for you? Hey! Man, sorry about that. Go, go, go! Grab it! Get out the way!
Billy Batson, I choose you as champion.
Hello?
Say my name so my powers may flow through you.
But I don't know your name, sir.
Shazam.
Wait, for real? Say, okay! Shazam?
This means Billy!
What is happening?
You're the only person I know that knows anything about this Cape Crusader stuff.
Can I...
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy, right?
What are your superpowers?
Superpowers, dude? I don't even know how to pee in this thing.
AM to the PM, PM to the AM.
You have super strength.
PM, you just got.
Can you fly?
If I quit your PM, I still rock Mercedes. If I quit this season, I still be the greatest.
You okay? Why are you talking?
PM, sit down.
You know, I don't think that's gonna buff out.
Your phone's charged. Your phone's charged.
The hell?
Move that nigga.
You're like a bad guy, right?
Shazam!
Gentlemen!
You have bullet immunity.
I'm bulletproof.
You're dead.
Sorry about your window,
Have a good
but
night.
you're welcome for not getting robbed. Oh, hey, what's up? I'm a superhero.
Shazam!
There was no Shaquille O'Neal. What's the deal?
No Sinbad either.
Oh, shit.
Shazam was released April 25th, 2019. It had a running time of 132 minutes. It cost $100 million and made $366 million. So it did fine, but not as good as I thought it.
Squeaker.
Yeah, not as good as I thought it would have.
Well,
Well,
I
I'm
mean,
thinking
it's an
about
unknown
it.
character to most people.
Yeah, but at the same time, that sort of stink of like the spirit or the shadow, or those real old golden agey kind of.
Yeah.
Like I know who Shazam is, but I don't understand any of that universe.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that, but yeah. I think it was a hard sell. But it's funny that there's a Game of Thrones reference, because that kid looks just like Maisie Williams. Is it me?
Oh, wow.
Or
yeah,
he looks just like young
it's not
Arya.
You.
Yeah.
It's just you, totally. I had to look him up to see if they were related.
Yeah, because it's incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, she's grown up now. She doesn't quite look that way, but he looks the way she did in the first few seasons.
Yeah, he does.
The kid who played Billy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was perfectly cromulent. He was a good kid.
Oh, yeah, kid was fine.
But he looks just like her. He's like, it gets Game of Thrones around here. He's like, all right, good.
Yeah. Well,
I'll stab a bitch.
Yeah, well, at least the first few seasons.
Well, yeah, it's not good in any way.
It made $366 at the box office, and that means it's time we play the box office top 10 game. This is the game where I will describe the top 10 movies of the week for April 5th, 2019, and you fellas are going to try to guess what movie I'm describing. I will use mostly the box office mojo's description, but sometimes I won't. You ready to play the box office game?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Shazam. Motherfucker.
Shazam. Yes.
Shazam.
What's the Gomer Pyle? They should have made some Gomer Pyle references.
Folks, kids, Gomer Pyle was a spinoff of the Andy Griffith Show.
Gen Z is all about Gomer Pyle. All right. Number 10 for the week of April 5th, 2019 at the box office. The true story of a terrorist attack. The staff of a business risked their lives to keep everyone safe as people make unthinkable sacrifices to protect themselves and their families.
Walmart Black Friday.
Let's see. We got Dev Patel in this. Army Hammer. Noted cannibal Army Hammer.
Noted. Are there any that aren't?
Oh, I'm sure there's some.
Really?
We don't know because we haven't heard it. We don't know because we haven't heard about it. No one's noted them yet.
That's funny. All right, fair enough.
So this was Transformers: Age of ISIS.
Was it?
Oh, God.
Army Hammer. Sounds fake.
Yeah. Let's see. Jason Isaacs is in this. This is. Let's see. Directed by Anthony Maris.
I don't know. 9/11 something or other.
Like, like the Boston bombing, the movie.
Oh yeah, that one.
No, it's Hotel Mumbai.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah,
which I never. They have terrorist attacks in other countries.
Yeah, which I never saw, but I just can't watch like terrorist thriller movies. Like that's not my genre.
That's the only genre I watch, man.
Well, yeah, if it has some star power behind it, but you started with Dev Patel and Army Hammer.
Yeah, those are our leads. So
that's some intrigue. I'm not intrigued by.
Yeah. At number 9 this week, the imagination of a wildly creative girl comes alive in an amusement park. This is the first time hearing of this movie, so good luck.
Like Funland or Adventureland?
No, that was a really good movie, but no, this is a very different genre. This is what is this? Looks like a not even a DreamWorks level animation. Looks like this is Paramount.
Like a Sony level kind of thing.
Yeah, not even Sony. It's Paramount, so it's like 4 levels down of a CGI kid movie.
A bunch of hobo.
Let's see. It looks like.
animators.
Let's see. There's a blue bear involved. Looks like some sort of warthog. I think that's an otter.
Yes.
There's a
I
monkey
saw
in it.
Trailers. Colossal. Something colossal, like big.
Nah, this is called Wonder Park.
See, I wasn't.
Yeah, no, I mean,
totally off.
Yeah, you weren't totally off, but yeah.
So stop saying it.
At number 8 this week, a pair of teenagers with cystic fibrosis meet in a hospital and fall in love, though their disease means they must avoid close physical contact.
This is definitely The Fault in Our Stars, isn't it?
No.
Is it that one?
No, that was out
no.
like 3 years earlier. This stars Haley Lou Richardson and Cole Sprouse. 2 names which I've never said out loud before.
I thought that Cole Sprouse was a vegetable, like a leafy green.
It's the new hip vegetable that's
steaming
that they're making us eat in farm to table restaurants.
I don't want to eat a chicken. I might know.
This is real Fault in Our Stars looking kind of bullshit though.
Yeah, it's that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I
see you.
them avoiding close physical. Them avoiding close physical contact is the key to the title of the film.
No glove, no love.
Wrap that rascal.
Terminal for her pleasure. I don't know. Can't touch this.
Kid on a gurney in a hallway. I don't know.
It's called
movie.
It's called 5 Feet Apart.
5 feet apart. Jesus. We're like, they finally adapted the book. Teenager on a gurney.
At number 7 this week at the box office, all Abby Johnson ever wanted to do was help women. As one of the youngest Planned Parenthood clinic directors in the nation, she believed in a woman's right to choose until the day she saw something that changed everything.
Abby Johnson famously is the granddaughter of Gabby Johnson.
Yeah?
From Blazing Saddles.
Oh, okay.
Gabby Johnson. Forever.
It's Headley.
Howard Johnson is right about Nathan Johnson being right. No, I don't know.
Remember dicks.
I'm 90% sure this is a Christian movie.
It's got to be, right?
Yeah.
The Truth in Our Uterus.
The Truth in Our Uterus.
Wait.
The
5 feet apart for protesting.
The bad guy, then?
No. She sees something that changes everything, and now she's not. She's not into abortion anymore. Abortion is so yesterday.
I'd say bring them back.
The
Miracle Baby.
Pizza.
You're kind of on the right track there a little bit,
movie.
Al. It's
Roe v. Jason.
Roe v. Jesus.
Roe v. Jesus. Jason v. Jesus v. Wade.
I would watch
v.
that
Wade
movie.
v. Roe v. Jason.
It's called Unplanned, based on a true story.
Yeah, much like the script.
Yeah, Unplanned, based on my trip to the grocery store. Be like, we're out of milk. I should have got it yesterday.
They came back with charcoal and distilled water. I should have written it down.
This trip to Fry's is unplanned. At number 6 this week, civil rights activist Ann Atwater faces off against CPL as exalted Cyclops of the Ku Klux Klan.
Wait, did you just say exalted Cyclops?
That's the words I'm reading,
Klan.
yes.
But wait, will you say the first part?
Civil rights activist Ann Wait, the KKK calls their people Cyclopses? I knew they were like grand dragons and stuff. But
there's a grand dragon, a grand wizard.
Cyclops.
But a Cyclops?
They're fucking idiots.
Is there only one hole in the hood for the Cyclops right in the middle?
Did you guys watch the Watchmen series? You should watch it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Cyclops. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So like John Goodman from
Roseanne?
Yeah.
He's literally the Cyclops. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
In the Greek.
Okay. Oh, makes sense. So, all right. Civil rights activist Ann Atwater faces off against C.P. Ellis, exalted Cyclops of the Ku Klux Klan in 1971 Durham, North Carolina, over the issue of school integration.
Oh, I think I know this. Best of Enemies? No,
yes,
that's a documentary.
That's it. It is called The Best of Enemies. Yeah.
That's also a documentary about Gore Vidal and William F. Buckley.
It's The Best of Enemies. You got it.
Wow.
Starring Sam Rockwell and Taraji P. Henson.
Yep. Sam Rockwell.
Wow.
He jumps on a grenade a lot. He plays very unlikable characters.
Fuck,
He's such
yeah,
a
he does.
fantastic actor.
He's great. He's really great. Yeah, absolutely.
He's the nicest Nazi you'll ever see in a movie.
Yeah.
And Jojo Rabbit.
Mm-hmm. At number 5 this week, a girl goes on a road trip with a new friend.
Traveling pants.
Captain Marvel.
Yes, you got it, Al.
Her pants are traveling kind of. Or her jacket.
Aren't they all when you're wearing them?
Damn.
Yeah.
Right.
Fair enough.
You broke the quantum code to traveling.
At number 4, a family's serene beach vacation turns to chaos when they begin to be terrorized.
The Meg?
Not the Meg. I think that wasn't in the Meg. Weren't they actually underwater? Like, weren't they in some sort of underwater facility?
Yeah.
When
but
dolphins
there's
attack.
a part where you better be ready.
Sharknado 6.
No, this is a much better movie from a much better filmmaker than either the Meg or Sharknado.
Tropical Storm.
Some would say that this filmmaker had 5 on it. That was a hint about the movie. Us.
Not
yeah.
This Is Us, but Us.
Us. Yeah, Us.
Weird.
Oh, Us. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hands Across America.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Speaking of which, I cannot wait for Nope.
Nope.
That looks.
Oh man, it just freaks me out every time I see the trailer for it.
I know. It looks awesome. so weird and awesome.
Yeah. Just unnerving the whole time.
Yeah. Oh geez. This thing. Okay. At number 3, a young misfit tries to make his way in the world. That's the best I can do without spoiling the whole thing. It stars Colin Farrell, Michael Keaton, Danny DeVito, and Eva Green.
The Penguins and the Batman meet that one girl from James Bond. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And
is it Dumbo?
Oh my God, it has both. It is Dumbo. Yeah, you got it. Wow, it is both Penguins and Batman, isn't it?
Yeah.
Weird.
Tim Burton's tired.
I wish he'd stop. I mean, Tim,
I wish he would do. I mean, he kind of seems like he's slowed down, but yeah.
Just Alice in Wonderland was kind of a breaking point for me with that guy.
I know. It's like, Tim, you took your pound of flesh back from Disney. Rest.
Yes. Go make some weird, go make some weird goth love to your girlfriend or something, or wife.
Or make stop motion animation. Go lock yourself in your garage and make some sort of weird, creepy. Anyways, tangent. Go ahead.
Yeah. That being said, his he did. Oh, maybe he just produced him. There was a couple Tim Burton produced cartoons of the last.
Coraline being the best one.
Well, yeah, Coraline being the best. But just recently, like there was the one Frankenweenie. The Frankenweenie movie was fine.
Yeah, that was his first. We probably saw him from Spike and Mike's and shit, but that was the first thing he did when he was a Disney animator.
Yeah,
Tried to
That's the thing that made Disney say maybe you're not a fit for us.
Yep.
At number 2, Dr. Lewis Creed and his wife Rachel relocate from Boston to rural Maine with their 2 young children. The couple soon discovers a mystery deep in the woods near their new home.
The Conjuring 2.
It being Maine is a big hint.
Oh,
Okay.
it's a Stephen King movie. Oh, is it? No.
Nah.
Is it a King movie though?
It is a King movie. It's actually a remake of a previous King movie. Looks like we got John Lithgow in there. I don't recognize anyone else from the poster.
Oh, Pet Cemetery. They remade that shit.
Yep, Pet Cemetery.
And he played
I
the
missed that.
Fred Gwynn role.
Mm.
Herman Munster.
Speaking of which, the Rob Zombie Munsters doesn't look completely terrible.
I've been too afraid to click. I've only seen thumbnails, and his wife is off-putting, and she works in his creepy fucking movies, but because she's Marilyn, right?
I think so, yeah.
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 She's supposed to be a bubbly girl next door.
Yeah. It looks like he's kind of nailing that like 60s camp vibe. It's kind of weird for Rob Zombie. And number 1 this week, A Boy Becomes Big.
Big.
Starring Tom Hanks.
Yeah, it is.
Shazam!
Shazam! I can't believe I do. Oh, God. It is Shazam, and that is our box office top 10 for the week. That brings us to our character and comic book background. Professor Weber, extol upon us everything that you've been saving up deep inside the testicles of your knowledge. Release it upon us.
Wow.
Just touch my staff and say my name.
Wow. Okay. So, the original Captain Marvel first appeared in Whiz Comics number 2, released in December of 1939, published by Fawcett Comics, created by C.C. Beck and Bill Parker. Captain Marvel is the alter ego of Billy Batson, a boy who can transform into a costume superhero by speaking the magic word Shazam. The Wikipedia article said speaking or thinking, but I know that there were lots of instances in the comics where Billy Batson was often like gagged, so he couldn't say Shazam. So
Yeah.
maybe at some point they had they gave him the ability to just think it or something, but I have no
That's
evidence.
probably like the Superman thing. They had to go back and add vulnerabilities because it's like, wait a minute, we wrote ourselves into a corner here.
Yeah.
Do anything?
Yeah, that's some real like as needed kind of stuff going on there.
Yeah.
It makes more sense. Yes, to stay ahead.
So, Shazam is an acronym for Captain Marvel's 6 Immortal Elders.
Oh, wait. Let me
being-
think. We've got Sam, Harry, Alan, Zeri, Alan 2, and
Brigham,
Mom.
Joseph.
Please continue, Al.
So, being
I was just naming elders. My bad.
Yeah. Being Solomon, Hercules, Atlas, Zeus, Achilles, and Mercury. Yeah, so he's got the wisdom of the wisdom of Solomon, vast knowledge, eidetic memory, and clairvoyance. Strength of Hercules, infinite strength. Stamina of Atlas, infinite stamina and endurance. The power of Zeus, electricity generation and manipulation, regenerative healing, and magical abilities. That's just sort of, yeah.
The power of Zeus is also to have sex with any animal.
Or any woman as an
yeah,
animal.
or any
Just-
inanimate object. Like Zeus.
Yeah. Yeah. He was
Zeus will fuck
humping all
anything. Like
Yeah, he fucked anything.
The courage of Achilles, infinite courage and mental resilience, and the speed of Mercury, giving him infinite speed, superhuman reflexes, and flight. Captain Marvel was the most popular superhero of the 1940s, outselling even Superman. Also, the first comic book superhero adapted to film in a 1941 Republic Pictures serial called Adventures of Captain Marvel. In 1941, shortly after the release of that serial, Detective Comics sued both Fawcett Comics and Republic Pictures for copyright infringement, alleging that Captain Marvel was based on the character of Superman.
Shit.
Superman being the first superhero. Yeah. A lot of characters were subsequently based on Superman. The case went to trial in 1948 after 7 years of litigation. So they were sued, and 7 years later they go to trial.
The height of World War II. They're hearing these funny book cases.
And the case bounced around the courts until 1952. At which point, seeing a decline in the popularity of superhero comics at that time, Fawcett decided it wasn't worth continuing the fight, and they agreed in 1953 to permanently cease publication of Captain Marvel characters, paid then National Comics $400,000 in damages, and shut down its comics division.
I'll take that.
Wow.
I think as a result of this litigation, so as not to have to go through this again, a lot of comic book characters would end up having like a single superpower, like speed or talking to fish.
Talking to fish.
Fawcett also owned a lot of like funny animal comic properties and characters. I wonder where all that reverted to. There was even a Captain Marvel bunny.
Yeah, it was Hoppy, the Marvel bunny.
That's right. That's right.
Let's see. Amid the Silver Age resurgence of superhero popularity, then DC Comics sought new properties to introduce to its line, and in 1972, DC entered into a licensing agreement with Fawcett to bring back Captain Marvel and the Marvel family. Because Marvel Comics had established their own Captain Marvel character in 1967, DC published the book under the title Shazam, or Shazam. Issue number 1 of Shazam was published in February of 1973. The first 14 issues had the subtitle The Original Captain Marvel, but a cease and desist letter forced them to change it to The World's Mightiest Mortal.
Stan Lee was litigious?
Shocking.
Due to having to market the book, toys, and other merchandise using the Shazam label, many people took to identifying the character as Shazam rather than Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel and the Marvel family would also make several guest appearances in Justice League and Superman stories. The character was revised slightly in the post-crisis 80s. Most notably, Billy Batson retained his personality when transforming into the Captain. Prior to this, Billy and the Captain were treated as two distinct personalities.
The Captain?
I loved the series of 1970s films, Billy and the Captain.
Love will keep us together.
I think there was a Native American and a bear somewhere.
Yeah.
I like the idea that they're two characters because that makes parts of this movie make a lot more sense.
That Billy and Captain Marvel are two different characters?
Yeah, that they had separate identities or traits.
I want to talk.
Movie, that happens a lot.
Noticeably. We'll get there, but yeah, it's kind of a problem, I think.
Yeah.
But this lets me contextualize that, I guess, a little bit.
I mean, that's the way I never read Captain Marvel comics but through osmosis and such, I always got the impression that they were two different people.
It's like Donald Blake and Thor kind of thing.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So that particular character change would serve as justification for Captain Marvel's sunny golden age disposition at a time when a lot of superhero characters, superhero stories were getting darker. They kind of kept Captain Marvel trapped in the 40s as far as his personality went.
The big shit-eating grin, that like golden age, like
he's kind of racist.
Yeah, yep, that kind of America.
And the character was officially renamed Shazam in 2012 following the New 52 relaunch the prior year.
When he was finally adopted.
And the Marvel family would become the Shazam family. We'll get to the family.
Shazam fam, if you're nasty.
Shazam fam.
Shazam fam. Hashtag.
Go to Shazam fam 93.
So Captain Marvel had a live-action Saturday morning show entitled Shazam, which aired on CBS from 74 to 75.
I have some vague recollections of seeing that when I was very young. I imagine it would have to have been in reruns at that point.
No.
Yeah, my dad told me about watching this show when the movie came out. He's like, I remember watching Shazam on TV. I was like, what? Yeah. Weird.
And an animated show, Shazam, aired on NBC from 1981 to 1982 as part of the Kid Superpower Hour with Shazam, alongside its companion show, Hero High.
Actually, now that you say that, that's probably the one I watched.
Hero High, I remember.
You know, do you think
he could transform into a car or something?
You know, if they wore a GoPro, then the Shazam fam cam.
You could watch it 24.
The Marvel family. First was Freddie Freeman, also known as Captain Marvel Jr. First appeared in Wiz Comics number 25, December of 1941. Freddie was a disabled newsboy saved by Captain Marvel from the villainous Captain Nazi.
He only reached the level of captain.
You know, there were actual Nazi captains.
Weak sauce in the Nazi regime. They had all kinds, just like the clan we were talking about. They had all kinds of titles. But Captain Nazi, all right.
To save the dying boy, Captain Marvel shared his powers with Freddie. Oh, and by the way, Freddie Freeman was created by France Heron and Mac Raboy.
He was created by Freddie's dad and mom.
Freddie's dead.
Freddie changed
Shazam
by
there.
saying Captain Marvel rather than Shazam, and did not turn into an adult.
That's disappointing.
So he's the same
All of
age?
that's disappointing.
Did he revert? Just same age. Interesting.
Yeah,
He
so
has to say another person's name to change.
Oh, Captain Marvel.
You know, there were a lot of disabled kids who didn't get to turn into adults in the 40s. Like, that wasn't...
That's a good point.
Wow.
Leo was the real villain.
Yeah, him saying Captain Marvel to change is like me saying Thoreau to like get ready for work in the morning.
You don't? I'm constantly just going, ow, 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 ow.
So yeah, Captain Marvel himself drew his powers from the wizard Shazam by saying his name. And Freddie drew his powers actually from Captain Marvel.
So when did Destiny's
by saying
Child
his
get
name.
involved?
So when
did who?
With Shazam. You know, say my name.
I know, over and over. Then he had to say his name. Real human centipede thing going on.
Yeah, it's names all the way down, I guess.
Yeah. Real daisy chain.
Next we had Mary Batson.
Glory
Mary Batson. Adopted name, Mary Bromfield, a.k.a. Mary Marvel.
3 names.
First appeared in Captain Marvel Adventures number 18, December of 1942, created by Otto Binder and Mark Swayze. She was the long-lost twin sister of Billy Batson. Their parents had died in a car accident when the twins were infants, and Billy went to an orphanage while Mary was adopted by a wealthy family.
Son of a bitch.
One went to Tatooine.
And one went to Alderaan, yeah.
During a kidnapping attempt in which Captain Marvel and Captain Marvel Jr. intervene, it is revealed that she can also use the magic word Shazam, but that she has 6 different immortal elders. She has the grace of Selene, the strength of Hippolyte, the skill of Ariadne, the swiftness of Zephyrus, the beauty of Aurora, and the wisdom of Minerva.
And the strength.
Yeah. And the singing voice of a young Cloris Leachman.
The feed of Danny Terrier.
Her alter ego was also a teenager. Mary Marvel was one of the first female spin-offs of a major male superhero, predating the introduction of Supergirl, who was also created by Otto Binder by more than a decade.
Was that the guy who was really into S&M? Or no, it was Wonder Woman.
No, that was Marston. Marston.
With a name like Binder, you'd think.
Yeah,
You'd think.
sorry.
He invented the Trapper
distracted.
Keeper.
And then we have Eugene Choi, Pedro Pena, and Darla Dudley, all introduced in the 2011 Flashpoint crossover miniseries that led into DC's New 52 relaunch. As of the 2011 reboot of Shazam by Jeff Johns and Gary Frank, all 6 of the Shazam kids are foster children of the Vasquezes and can power up using the magic word, and all powered up into adults.
And the magic word is please.
Eugene had the additional power of technopathy. Hero Pedro had extra super strength compared to the others, and Hero Darla has amplified speed, making her the fastest of the 6.
She's my favorite.
I had amplified speed once, but it wasn't really my bag, and more of a
No,
beer kind of guy.
A weird color.
Yeah.
In the comics, Darla was not as young as she was here in the movie. I also just got word that from...
Wait, there's late breaking news?
I just got word last night from a trusted source who had read the Shazam.
Did you have to meet this source in a dark parking garage?
who had read the Shazam reboot by Jeff Johns and is a huge Jeff Johns fan, but said that the reboot was a hot mess.
Oh, all right. This anonymous source that we're going to call Bud Plug. In a deep throat.
That was Chef Kill and Batman. Okay. Shazam, the wizard who granted Captain Marvel his powers. He's been fighting the forces of evil for 3,000 years and feeling too old for it.
Yeah.
Shazam,
He's totally too old for this shit.
Shazam the wizard is killed by a giant granite block, but Captain Marvel can summon him for guidance by lighting a special brazier in the lair known as the Rock of Eternity.
No, I'm
Killed
sorry,
by
Rock.
a granite block?
Yeah, Rock beats Wizard, bro.
As prophesied.
Just a rock.
You will
We
one day
fucking know
be
he's a
killed by a
wizard.
rock.
Like the guy under that rock was a wizard. What the fuck, right? What's the difference?
Okay.
He died by a rock.
And then we've got Dr. Thaddeus Bodog Savannah.
Bowdog?
Bodog?
I'm going to release the
That was
Bowdog.
his pro wrestling name or what?
Yeah, is he British or is he from Florida? I couldn't figure it out in the movie either.
Yeah, Mark Strong couldn't.
Yeah. First appeared in Wiz Comics #2 alongside Captain Marvel. Dr. Savannah was a mad scientist and inventor bent on world domination.
Oh, aren't they all?
Yeah, those were the best kind, yeah.
He was Captain Marvel's main arch enemy in the Golden Age, appearing in over half of the Fawcett comic stories. And Savannah has maintained his role as one of Captain Marvel's key arch enemies in the DC publications.
I would just like to point out that through all of these movies, none of these people are actually mad scientists. They're mad engineers. They're not doing it for the science. They're trying to build
he's just
a thing.
a benefactor. This other woman thought she was conducting a whole study. And DC has a fucking villain problem, which is hilarious because they're the company that's made a franchise almost out of the Joker himself, you know. But then any other situation, it's like the CGI ghost, smoke, Steppenwolf, you know, like, I don't know. Like, say what you want about Thanos, he was Thanos. They just can't give you a fucking decent villain.
No, anything.
He look like a penis flying through the city, bald and hasty white.
Anything anything outside of Zod, Lex Luthor, or Batman's Rogues Gallery is total bullshit.
Yeah, I don't know why.
You take it back. Who's that little caterpillar, Al? I know you're getting there.
Yes,
I hope
so. Yeah,
that was befuddling to me.
Since Josh mentioned it, also appearing in Wiz Comics #2 were the 7 deadly enemies of man. 7 deadly enemies of man, named after what we know to be the 7 deadly sins.
Okay, the 7 deadly enemies of man. So what? We've got
saturated fats,
peeing with the seat left.
Not putting the seat down. Yeah. I love that. You know, it's all this ancient mythology and then some Judeo-Christian head trips.
And then we had cameos by Black Adam and Mr. Mind. Mr. Mind was the worm caterpillar looking thing.
Wait, where do we have a Black Adam cameo?
Yeah, besides the credits.
In the cave when Shazam was explaining to Billy how 3,000 years ago they had given the power to someone who was not worthy, and that's why he does this quest. He does a little magic thing, and it has the image of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. It's kind of blurry, but it's definitely
I totally missed
rock
that.
shaped.
Yeah, they didn't elaborate, but they said that he wanted revenge, like almost immediately against the Wizards. Like,
yeah.
Huh.
Interesting. Huh. All right, Al. What else you got?
That's it.
All right.
Who's Mr. Mind, though? We don't need to spend a lot of time, but they made such a big deal.
Okay.
So laughable.
So both Black Adam and Mr. Mind were major Captain Marvel archenemies from the Fawcett Comics days. Mr. Mind was an alien worm with telepathic abilities.
Fair enough.
So that's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I was going to say, they nailed that then. My bad.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Al. That's actually, Black Adam is a pretty good segue into our production background because Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, if you're feeling nasty, has been attached to Shazam as Black Adam going as far back as 2007.
Well, because Rock beats Wizard.
They, in the early 2000s, New Line Cinema owned the rights, and they began development of a live-action Shazam. At that point, it was going to be called Captain Marvel, which is weird to me because that lawsuit was from the 70s. I don't know how they thought they were going to get away with that. But they had drafts by William Goldman.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. And the team of Sokolow and Joel Cohen, not the Coen brothers one, the Garfield one that tricked Bill Murray.
The trickster,
yes.
Magic little sprite.
Yes. And then the one that they went ahead and started working in pre-production on was by John August, who was the writer behind Go, the Charlie's Angels movies, a bunch of Tim Burton stuff. Big Fish, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, The Corpse Bride, Frankenweenie. So they went ahead with his script. We were at 2008. At this point, Dwayne Johnson was attached, and he says, quote, "I don't know if I'm going to play Black Adam or Shazam." So basically they were like, "We want The Rock and we don't know why."
Yeah, I love when actors or artists, when they publicly ask questions that their agents should be asked. I'm not sure who I'm playing in that. I just know I'm in it.
Be like, wow, someone
should have asked that question.
Yeah, someone should have clarified that with you. Yeah. So New Line Cinema got absorbed into Warner Brothers in 2009, I believe. And at that point, because of the success of Dark Knight and the failure of Speed Racer, they decided nobody wanted to see a light comedic action adventure movie. So they pulled the plug on Shazam. I cannot,
because of Speed Racer?
Because The Dark Knight was successful and Speed Racer failed. No one wants to see a light action comedy.
Those were the spectrums, like, you know what I mean?
It's amazing.
Because we watched Speed Racer. It was very sleek, very cartoon, like it was true to what it was adapting.
Yeah.
And The Dark Knight was, we know what The Dark Knight was.
Yes, we do. But it amazes me how time and time again studio executives learn the wrong lesson from things failing or doing well.
Yep.
Over and over.
Over and over.
Yeah.
It's the only industry that gets to operate like that.
Right. Like, it's crazy.
It's like if you ran General Motors and you're like, we should switch to hovercraft exclusively.
Right. And then
trust me.
Yeah, and then the hovercraft fails, and they're like, "Well, I guess people just don't want to go anywhere." So we'll stop.
Yeah, and they fired that one guy, yeah. And then they bring in another idiot just like that.
He's like, "Yeah, clearly the failure of hovercraft means that people don't want to go anywhere. So now we'll only make closets."
Yeah.
So
America.
All right. So yeah, this point, Bill Birch and Jeff Johns got assigned to write a screenplay. They were told to make it darker. Then in 2010, the studio canceled it to make a TV show. In 2013, they canceled that and said that they were not going to make a movie at all or a show.
I'm taking my ball and going home.
God damn it. After the New 52 relaunch in 2012, where it was because of the 1972 issue, they had to relaunch it as Shazam instead of Captain Marvel. At that point, they officially renamed the character Shazam. Apparently, they didn't officially rename it Shazam until 2012, even after a 1972 lawsuit. So
that was actually the 1950s.
Yeah.
Okay.
The 40s.
Well,
72 was when DC started licensing from Fawcett.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Oh, but you said Marvel's Captain Marvel was 67?
Was 67, yeah. But
yeah. But the 50s was when it first started, yeah. You said
50s. The 50s was when Fawcett stopped publishing their Captain Marvel.
Okay. So, all right. In 2014, Warner Brothers again decided they were going to make a Shazam movie. There was 1 year there where they weren't. And in addition to Shazam, they announced 3 other comic properties coming out. Metal Men, which didn't get made. Fables, which didn't get made. And 100 Bullets, which didn't get made. They tentatively set release for July 2016. This is the point where Dwayne Johnson said he was going to star in the movie. Oh my God. His quote was, I'm undecided whether I'll portray Shazam or Black Adam. The Rock said he was undecided. So, like, they were going to leave it up to him.
So The Rock doesn't know yet. Bonesaw may be ready, but The Rock is not ready.
In September, he officially was cast as Black Adam. Darren Lemke at that point was writing the script. He did Shrek Forever After. That's his biggest credit.
I thought those movies were written by 100 chimps in a room.
I thought they were written by Shrek.
Yeah, exactly. It was his life.
Yeah, so Lemke gets a story by credit. They apparently used enough of his screenplay that they had to give him a story by credit. But the screenplay itself, sole credit goes to Henry Gayden, who was brought on at that point. Henry Gayden wrote Spider-Man. Well, no. I'm sorry. He was crew on Spider-Man 3. I'm sorry. Let's see. He wrote something called Earth to Echo, which, that looks bad. That looks like a family, like a Disney, but it's DreamWorks style, like cute alien movie.
Unplanned.
Yeah. Let's see. He wrote The Monster in 2016, which is a horror film I'm unfamiliar with. Since Shazam, he's written Golden Arm and There's Someone Inside Your House. So...
Is that the sequel to The Golden Arm? The man with the golden arm is inside your house.
He's inside your house. The Ring doorbell movie.
Yeah. So yeah, he doesn't have a whole lot of credits, but yeah. They brought on.
I'm impressed it's one person.
Yeah.
When's the last time we watched a comic book movie that was not
written by one guy? Yeah, that never happens.
Unless it's David S. Goyer. Because he's got a gun to everyone's back.
Yeah. They brought on director David Sandberg. David F. Sandberg is best known for the Annabelle creation in 2017. His directorial debut was Lights Out, which was a horror movie. And that's it. That's all he's done so far. He's currently working on Shazam 2. Shazam, Fury of the Gods. Yeah, he doesn't have a whole lot of credits.
Well, and then there's a Black Adam movie that's
coming out this year, supposedly. Yeah.
Yeah. Once The Rock decides.
Yeah, when he's going to release it.
What it even is.
Yeah. Our cast includes Zachary Levi as Shazam. We talked about him. He was in Thor: The Dark World.
Yeah, the Warriors 3.
Yeah, and he got killed in Thor Ragnarok pretty fast. Asher Angel plays the kid Billy Batson. Let's see, he was in. He did some TV stuff. This was his big. Yeah. This was his film.
Before this,
debut.
He was in his mother. Like he's a kid.
Yeah. No, he had some kid work, but since then he's been in not much. A couple episodes of some Nick shows and High School Musical, the musical, the series.
High School Musical, the musical, the series.
That's what that show is called. High School Musical, musical, the series.
Wow.
Yeah. He was nominated for an iHeartRadio Music Award.
Somebody's got to.
Yeah. Mark Strong played Thaddeus Sivana. No L in there.
Sivana.
Thaddeus Sivana. Mark Strong is like we saw him in Kick-Ass. That was the last time we talked about him. I'm sorry. Green Lantern was the last time we talked about him. Kick-Ass was the first time we talked about him.
Oh yeah.
He's
a go-to villain these days.
Yeah, he is. He most recently was in Cruella.
Yeah.
It's
interesting that Sivana is so close to Sylvana, which makes light bulbs. Electricity. Is there a connection? I don't know. Maybe we're in the Matrix.
Consult your local library for more information.
Yep. That's right.
Jack Dylan Grazer played Freddy. Let's see.
He's Eddie Kasparak in the It movies.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He's good. He's
a
good kid.
Yeah. He was good as that. He's fun. Let's see. He was also in Beautiful Boy, which is
what his grandma made.
Yeah.
That movie she made.
He voiced Alberto and Luca. Interesting. That's not a whole lot else. He'll be in.
I gotta say that
sequel.
Darla was adorable. Both versions, her grown-up self. In fact, we'll get there, but that actress understood what she was supposed to do. But yeah, I loved little Darla and older Darla.
Yeah, they were both great. We'll get to her. Let's.
Oh, and that Brody kid was Mr. Marvel or little Captain Marvel Jr. Freddy turns into who? Adam Brody? Is that his name? No.
Adam Brody. Yeah.
Adam Brody.
Adam Brody played the adult version, and Adam Brody he was in the OC.
I know, it's funny. And then when I saw him in this movie, he reminded me of Jack Quaid, from The Boys.
Oh, yeah.
But of course, when I first saw this, there's no way he reminded me. So he reverse reminded me.
Faith Herman played Darla, and Faith Herman, she's like a year old. She's in nothing. So
that's fine. Good job.
Yeah. Megan Good played the adult Darla. Let's see. She was from Eve's Bayou. Deliverers.
Faith Herman. Jumping back real quick, she played young Angela in the Watchmen series.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
that's cool.
Yeah,
I can picture her. Yep, awesome.
Megan Good though, the adult. Let's see. She was in Eve's Bayou, Think Like a Man, Saw 5. She's the lead character in Deception, which is an NBC drama, which I did not watch. Let's see. Grace Fulton as Mary. She's old enough it was almost weird that they had a different actor play the adult.
Did they?
They did.
I didn't realize they did.
They did, yeah.
Oh.
It was a little weird
because they dressed her down.
Because she's actually like 20. Oh my God, yeah, she's like 25 years old. Like, it's a little weird.
That is weird.
Yeah. Let's see, she was in an Annabelle movie.
That's why.
Not much else. She did a bunch of TV. Let's see, Ghost Whisperer. She was in that for like 3 years. Bones. She was in Revenge for a couple of years. So she works. Michelle Borth played the adult version. My son is also named Borth.
Yeah, I would just go by Borth.
Let's see. She had a recurring role on The Forgotten and Hawaii Five-0.
I don't remember.
Yeah, and she's like in her 40s. So they, had to. I mean, everyone else got aged up to their 20s, and this 20-something-year-old actress had to get aged up to her 40s because
they have to be able to use her as a mother type character if they need to.
Yeah.
Women.
Yeah.
Chicks, man.
They be mothering. Ian Chen was Eugene. Let's see, that kid. Oh, he was, I don't know, did a bunch of TV. He's not in anything. He's a kid. Ross Butler played the adult version. Ross Butler he was in 13 Reasons Why. And something called Casey Undercover, which I have never heard of. Then let's see. Our Jovan Armand played Pedro Pena. He's been in nothing else. And DJ Cotrona played the adult version. Let's see. He was in G.I. Joe Retaliation. So good for him.
He finally made it through boot camp.
Jimon Honsu played Shazam, the surviving member of the Council of Wizards. This dude is in every comic book movie ever made.
Oh, no. He was in the last movie that we watched, and that was called Captain Marvel.
Yeah. Wow.
And then he was in this movie, Shazam.
Yeah, I mean, God, we've talked about him so much on this show. Let's see, he was in
another guy that answers his phone. He's a great actor.
Oh, he's great. I love him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. He's
like, yeah, sure, I'm in.
We saw him in Constantine, Guardians of the Galaxy, Aquaman, Captain Marvel. Yeah, dude's in everything.
He's even in Invincible.
Who is he in Invincible?
Martian Emperor.
Oh, okay.
It's his breakout role.
His breakout role? Oh my God, he goes back to the 90s. Let's see.
No, we don't need to. We can keep going.
Probably Stargate.
Oh yeah,
with the blue eyes.
Yeah. But like Gladiator, I think was where he first became known as like that dude. But I mean, he was in Amistad, Killing Zoe. He was,
Amistad. Yep.
Yeah, I would say, I guess Amistad would be his big breakout.
That was probably his
Spielberg,
breakout.
So
that was probably his breakout. Then Marta Milanes as Rosa, the foster mom. She's mostly does TV, a lot of TV stuff. A lot of laws and orders and minds that are criminal. Cooper Andrews as Victor, the foster dad. And
Walking Dead.
Yeah, Walking Dead. That okay, yeah. Other than that, he was also in SWAT.
Now he's Walking Dad.
So yeah, that rounds out our cast. And that about wraps it up for our production. Fellas, ready to jump into the movie?
Except to mention that we get John Glover, who we've seen.
Yes.
I forgot John Glover, yeah.
Batman
and Robin?
Batman and Robin, yeah.
He also did the voice of the Riddler in the animated Batman series.
Well, yeah, and he was Linus Luthor in
Lionel.
This is
Lionel
his
Luthor.
Fourth DC character.
Yeah.
He's a great actor. He's in Scrooged. He was all over the 80s.
He is. He's a great character actor. Yeah.
He is.
Absolutely.
Comes to play.
So, all right, guys, you ready to jump into the movie?
Oh, wait, where else did we see him? Gremlins 2.
Well, he's currently in my living room.
Yes, he's the clamp.
Oh, that's right. He was in Gremlins. All right, you ready to jump into the movie, guys?
Wait, he was the billionaire in Gremlins?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He totally was.
We're doing this.
That's all I got. How far have we done?
We're just waiting. Go ahead, ask us.
Say my name.
This is
Al. Say my name.
Shazam.
Say Al's name.
We open. We open in
nowhere through us. Sorry.
We open in 1974. It's upstate New York. Young Thaddeus Savannah is riding in the back seat of a car with his asshole dad and brother during a snowstorm.
We know his dad's an asshole because he named him Thaddeus.
Yes.
Yeah, that's check one.
Yeah. And also, like, they're just dicks. Like,
they're just dicks. Kid's just sitting in the back seat. What's he supposed, they're like berating his manliness. He's like, I'm just sitting in a fucking car.
He's
what do you
9
want?
years
Like,
old.
You want me to hold cinder blocks?
I told you no games at your grandfather's house. Like, dude,
no
what
toys.
The hell is, yeah, no toys. What the hell is a kid supposed to do?
Right?
Yeah, he's like, but it's Christmas.
I've got a magic 8-ball and a dick dads. Like, what else?
Right. So keep that in mind. So that's what this kid is like. That's what this kid has to live with.
Yeah.
Just keep that in mind.
So let's see. He's playing with his magic 8-ball when he suddenly gets transported to a mystic temple in another dimension.
John Belushi played with his magic 8-ball.
It did not
so
go well
this
at
kid
all.
was lucky.
There he meets an ancient wizard who tells him he has spent centuries searching for someone pure of heart on whom to bestow his powers and name as champion. after the previous champion released the 7 deadly sins, which killed the rest of the Council of Wizards. Thaddeus, though, is tempted by the Eye of Sin, through which he hears the voices of the sins, trapped in stone statues. They promise him power if he will free them. The wizard deems Thaddeus unworthy and returns him to the car, where his dad and brother refuse to believe his story, and his father's verbal abuse and inattentiveness lead to the accident, although the kid gets blamed.
No, it's totally Thaddeus' fault, man. It's obviously the kid's fault that his dad wrecked the car.
Obviously.
Yeah, his dad didn't pull over to talk shit to him. Yeah. So this child who seems like he's been dealing with some bullshit that's out of his control was momentarily tempted by the 7 great deadly sins and immediately is unworthy.
Yeah.
Okay. So this wizard
got
quite vague criteria, but it's also strict.
Strict, vague, and also suddenly not strict all of a sudden when it's
yes. Worthiness, the good old, we've talked about it with
worthy
quotes.
Yeah.
That good old worthiness, pure of heart, honorable. Yeah. So anyways, poor Savannah, I don't know. I feel bad for the kid. I did not see a villain's origin story here.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, the 8-ball gives him a message from the sins to come find them. The wizard sends out a seeking spell to the world.
Call me when the wizard's not here.
The wizard sends out a seeking spell to the world to find a champion, no matter how long it takes. We cut to Philadelphia, present day. We meet 14-year-old foster child Billy Batson. He's running a scam on some cops so he can use their cop computer.
Yeah. Huh, isn't he? So he's committing multiple crimes.
Yeah.
Wow, and then a federal offense. And then a couple dick moves just to say fuck you to the cops.
Yeah, frankly...
I'd eaten their lunch, though.
Yeah. Well, frankly, locking up cops and breaking into their car isn't a send you back to the foster system kind of thing. It's a send you to juvie kind of thing.
Yeah, you got to sit and think about that one for a while.
Yeah.
I do love how clever this was, though. This shows you... It's one of those like setting up how the movie's going to end kind of thing, but tricking the police. Yeah, they're in there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Story-wise, it was great. I'm just pointing out the behaviors of
Shazam. Yeah. Well, and Shazam's judgment.
Because this kid's worthy. Let's keep in mind this kid is pure of heart.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
So he's looking for his mom. Okay. So Robin Hood, you need to shoot some motherfucker to do the right thing.
Yeah, he's looking for his mom. He finds someone with the same name. He goes and his mom. We get a flashback of his mom losing him at a carnival when he was young.
It turns out he doesn't remember his mom's first name.
Yeah, it turns out.
Yeah,
I mean, I didn't know my mom's first name until I was 8 or 9.
I don't think my mom has a first name.
It's mom. Look it up.
Mother dearest.
Yeah. So that's a strange situation. The system doesn't quite work like that. That's not the same as the CPS intervening in taking a child or taking custody of a child. If a child's lost at, say, a carnival, that's a police investigation that's ongoing until they find the parents of the child.
Right, because
they don't really hang up their hat until they know someone's dead. They search for next of kin. They don't just put a blanket on, give you one of those great coffee cups.
And mom is not Jason Bourne. She literally reverted to using her freaking birth name.
She never changed anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's like, I just use
her
maiden
maiden
name.
name. Yeah.
And the police weren't able to connect the dots.
No, never.
Nor was Billy. At 14, I would have figured that out.
Yeah, I mean, because he's been in the foster system. He clearly knows how to work some stuff. He's had to be on his own and figure some shit out. You think that would have occurred to him at some point? Maybe she's using her maiden name.
See, his first mistake was.
But it's not like a dog. It's not like an unmicrochipped dog. All right, well, we better put it up for adoption.
Mm.
He should have gone to the Mormon church.
I'm not saying he wouldn't be in custody, but
the Mormons keep records on everybody's family, just in case you guys were wondering if you wanted to look up your family history. The Mormons have it.
Thank you, Mormons.
So if you're ever a lost orphan, you can go ask the Mormons, and they might help you.
I am an orphan, but I'm not lost.
I am lost, but I'm not an orphan.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so strange. They have cold cases, still open from 80, 90 years ago. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
The cops don't really just hang their hat and be like, well, nobody's coming back for that kid.
Especially when we see later the other kid finds her through like 5 minutes of Googling. Like,
yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yes. It's not the 70s where the movie started.
Yeah. So anyways, we find out he keeps getting moved from foster home to foster home because he runs away looking for his mom. Social worker places him with a couple that runs a group home. Their names are Victor and Rosa. They take him home. He meets the other foster kids. We got Darla, the precocious and outgoing little girl. Pedro, who's quiet but big. Eugene, who plays video games. Mary, who's 25 years old, but applying to college.
Studious.
She's headed to Caltech.
Yeah, she's headed to Caltech.
Yeah, just unsure if she wants
and finally, superhero enthusiast Freddy, who ends up being Billy's roommate. He's a smartass with a quick mouth. At first, Billy keeps his distance, trying not to connect with the others. The next day, he goes to school. We cut to a researcher who's interviewing people who had the same experience as Thaddeus did in 1974.
Okay. So I'm going to do the checklist because they're all in this movie. They're all. So we get some lab coats.
Yeah.
We get some sinister, science happening. Nothing evil per se.
Yeah. Evil science, but yeah.
Sinister sciencing.
She blinded me with sinister science.
She blinded me with science in this one eye.
Yeah. It wasn't really science. It was vinegar. She blinded me with vinegar.
Or envy. I can't remember. Yeah. So she thinks she's doing a study on mass hysteria, but there's 60 some subjects that have talked to this wizard that were not worthy for one reason or another.
Yes.
So this Asian woman that we're hearing from, she was not. Nobody else was. So
yeah.
We're bearing that in mind.
Yes.
Were each and every one of them tempted by the 7 sins and went to grab the eyeball?
I think that's how it goes, right? Like the wizard, it's a trick question. That's why I have so many questions about Billy. But
the only reason Billy isn't tempted is because the magic, the magic sin ball isn't there anymore.
The magic sin ball.
Yeah, that's fair. The ball is gone when Billy gets there.
Yeah, we don't know if he would have been tempted or not.
The magic eyeball. It's in Mark Strong's head.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
So Billy's never even tempted.
Yeah, he doesn't get the chance to be tempted.
Well, he is tempted at the end, and it's played for a bit, which I enjoyed. But yeah, he didn't have that initial, or you could take this eyeball.
Or trade it all for what's behind this door.
So he just knew it was Billy.
Yeah, it's very Green Lantern like.
Well, yeah, Billy didn't get the chance.
Hal Jordan lives right around the corner from this beach.
But he's been looking for years and years, and he's finally it's like, okay, it's Billy. It's this kid.
We're introduced to the kid committing a crime. Okay. Then he steals from a disabled kid. And then he later on admits he was going to steal the Batarang and sell that as well. He did stick up for the kid. But then he's running from those bullies.
But he only really stuck up for the kid because the bullies hit him in a sore spot talking about the mom.
Yeah, they made a mom joke.
He was walking away until they made the mom joke.
Right. I just don't see. I don't get it.
Yeah, neither do I. But
they didn't justify it.
Yeah. So
I wish they had done a better job of being like, it's vague. Just saying it's vague. The hero is the hero. When you find him,
Yeah.
He rather than Starla feel like shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's kind of a dick. Yeah. We understand why he was left in a carnival, and the state of Pennsylvania was like, "Those are rules, carnival rules. If you're left inside a carnival, you belong."
You're lucky you're not running the Tilt-A-Whirl, kid.
Yeah, man.
Exactly. Carnival rules.
Yeah. So, anyways, Thaddeus is bankrolling the operation. They have a breakthrough. His researcher just dies because no one's going to look for her. He goes through the magic door into a temple. There, he steals the Eye of Sin and defeats the wizard.
smoke and fog.
Does not kill the wizard.
CGI creatures.
Yeah.
What did he figure out? He figured out the series of letters that opened the door.
And they have
He
to be in
figured out that it needed to be written 7 times.
And the correct order, and yeah.
Right. When he saw the alarm clock doing the thing, that was the first video evidence that he had. And he saw the repetition of the symbols 7 times.
Right on.
Yeah.
Did we get any indication that he had been up to anything no good in this time? We know he's been searching for this power.
We don't know what he's doing. We have zero information.
We had no evidence that he was asked out of his father's company. And they seemed like they were kind of evil because they had an evil board meeting. Even. Yeah, I don't know. Like, was he? It didn't seem like he was up to no good. Proceed.
Yeah, no, it seems like he wasn't doing anything but looking for this fucking door since 1974.
Right. So he's like a rich, bald Indiana Jones or something.
Yeah.
How did he get his evil doctorate in?
Yeah, where's the evil? Where's the evil?
Clearly,
there
it
was not
evil.
a bubbling cauldron of liquid anywhere.
Even if it's not an evil doctorate, what did he get his doctorate in?
Evil archaeology.
So
magic 8-ball.
The other 60 people, they just weren't tempted enough to keep looking. Like the sins didn't say like, find us to them.
I guess not. Like, he's the only one who like this was like a real formative thing to him, but everyone else was like, it's a Tuesday.
Yeah.
So then back at school, Freddy tries to connect with Billy, talking about superpowers. Billy stole a Superman bullet. When they leave school, Freddy gets hit by a truck.
They hit this kid with a car.
Yeah.
That's attempted manslaughter.
Yeah.
And it's after school and they're driving back to school then, I guess. I did not realize these kids I knew they were bullies and they seemed young, but I didn't know they went to the school. So when we saw them happening, I don't know. I know I had a shitty ass car for my first car. I loved it, the B210. But like as soon as I was able to have wheels, I did. School is not where I went and hung out.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and also I
didn't drive back to school.
Yeah. What were these bullies doing when they come up?
They were hunting that boy to hit him with a car.
But also, there's a lot of witnesses of them hitting a disabled child in front of a school. I imagine there's some adults standing around out there, or some kids running at least to tell an adult, hey, those guys just hit a disabled kid with their car and now they're trying to beat him up.
Yeah, please help someone. Anyone won't you help?
It's not the 80s. Like, you can't just do the bullies. Like,
yeah, I don't get it. And why, they obviously, I didn't know they were brothers for a long time either, but obviously they have money. That's a brand new truck. Very fancy. I don't know.
It was very.
Why don't you go look for girls or boys, whatever your flavor, but why are you just trying to hit disabled kids?
Right.
Dad, I want the best truck.
Why do you hate orphans so much?
Want to know why?
Bullies.
I want to hit disabled kids with it. Don't give me a Honda Civic.
So, Billy ends up standing up for Freddy after they make a crack about the moms. They chase Billy. He runs into the subway where everything gets weird and he finds himself in the temple. There, the wizard chooses Billy to be his new champion, and by saying the name Shazam and holding the wizard's staff, Billy is...
Yeah, that happens on a subway. That is all #accurate.
Yeah, so there's an 8-ball and you hold a wizard's staff on the subway. Those things are
say
accurate.
His name until you change.
So he gets transformed into an adult superhero. The wizard turns to dust.
Before he does that, I was waiting to get to this. He tells him about the 7 wizards before and how they chose a champion, chose recklessly, and that was Black Adam. Black Adam used power for revenge, and the 7 deadly sins were released into the world. And that's why So millions of lives were lost, civilizations erased. That's why I vowed never to pass on my magic to anyone not pure of heart. Then he proceeds to say, you, Billy Batson, are all I have, all the world has. So this is like everything we were saying about being pure of heart goes out the window because this is his last gasp. The wizard has no more juice. He's just like, you're it. Essentially.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, okay.
I got that. It's just lame.
Yeah.
This is iced tea. It just doesn't taste very good. I'm not arguing.
So yeah.
It's piss.
Yeah. So Billy, now an adult in a superhero outfit, finds himself back on the subway. He goes back to the foster home, finds Freddy, convincing him he's Billy. Freddy is taken into Billy's confidence, helps him explore his newfound powers.
His transformation and arrival on the platform is one of my favorite moments because he's getting like catcalled and whistled at, and he has no idea what's really going on.
Yeah.
And I know that
like
dude
look down.
No, at his codpiece.
Yeah.
Which is funny. You think, yeah. I know that guy is built, but they made the costume even more sort of cartoonishly.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's is form fitting, but his was, that guy, Zachary Levi, did a fantastic job, but I don't think that he was playing an older version of that kid.
No, he was not. They were two entirely different characters.
So that's why it makes sense, like I was saying earlier, that in comics a lot they were two different people, because Billy is a little more mature and brooding, and he does not have the sense of wonder that Zachary Levi brings to Shazam.
I was watching that and making that same connection. Like, these guys don't feel like the same person, and it made me think, I wonder if young Billy Batson had rewrites and reshoots to make him more emotionally impactful. That they then didn't go and change the Zach Levi stuff because it was all, in
because they both did a great job.
Oh yeah. They were both good. Yeah.
They were both fine to watch, but they weren't playing the same.
Not at all.
As opposed to towards the end when we see the family, particularly Darla, like that woman was playing an older person and a version of that kid.
Absolutely. Yeah. Whereas, Billy Batson was a completely different character. He was, Zach Levi was good, but he was basically just doing the Tom Hanks as in Big. Like, that's what he was doing.
Right. It doesn't affect anything that they're two different people. That's fine with me.
Yeah.
But it's noticeable.
So, so it turns out he has super strength and speed, near invulnerability, electricity shooting out of stuff. They buy some beer, stopping a robbery. They bond. They sneak Billy back into the foster home, but Mary sees him. Not Mary. Who's the
Darla?
Darla sees him. So they take her into their confidence. Billy says Shazam and turns back into a kid, figuring out that that's the key. Meanwhile, Thaddeus visits his dad, a paraplegic since the accident, and he kills him, his brother, and the entire evil board.
We don't know what the company does.
No idea what that company does.
But they seem way more. So again, Savada has not tapped into real evil on screen, if you ask me. Like, still kind of sympathetic despite using the sins to kill, but it's almost like that scene in Dogma, with Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, where they kill the boardroom. Are they the bad guys, or are they the bad guys?
What was kind of disappointing is that the sins didn't really kill, like, using their sin, whatever their particular sin was. They all just tear people limb from limb, no matter what sin they are.
Glutton was big and fat and had like a wide mouth, and Greed had like multiple arms, and I can't remember, but Lust did not have a giant boner, which was very disappointing.
I'm extremely disappointed there wasn't a giant CGI boner fucking people to death.
Yeah, that's a good point, though. It would have been really interesting to see each of the sins kill people in the manner. Yeah. Kind of like a Dante, like the Inferno, where everybody gets their just punishment.
Yeah, or like gluttony, like feeding people to death or something. Like just
like in Seven.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
Yes.
So this movie tonally really, I think, did not succeed in being a kids movie like it should have been. But it also didn't succeed in showing us like these are the 7 deadly sins and this is why this is happening. It danced between both of those things inarticulately, like it failed.
That's
on both
DC.
parts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not to say that the movie was bad. I really enjoyed this movie, but like
I enjoyed
that
it too.
element was like disappointing that could have been done way better.
I enjoy it, but it is one of those movies that I will say is cute.
Yeah.
And in my world, that's a compliment, but it's cute. That's about it.
Yeah.
And you don't really want that for a blockbuster superhero movie.
Yeah, no.
I want a little more than cute.
Yeah, it was fun. And I had a lot of fun with it. And I did enjoy it, but it's not something that's gonna, I'm gonna think about tomorrow ever again.
No, Dr. Savannah.
Yeah. So
he sounds like a urologist. I have an appointment with Dr. Savannah this week. I'm nervous about it.
He always wants me to take my underwear off.
He's got that weird eye. Follows you around the room.
He's an oncologist.
Always talking about his shaft.
They're all on call. He's talking about his shaft. That's what I said. Yeah, urologist.
Back at the school, Billy gets revenge on the bullies by destroying their truck.
Urologists are the one on the news, right? To tell you the weather.
He gets revenge on the bullies. What was Black Adam's great folly that made him unworthy to be Shazam or whatever?
Vengeance.
Yeah.
Actually, when he turns to Shazam, he indulges in quite a few of the deadly sins. And even later on, when they transport to the titty bar, they even indicate that's what's on his mind. But, buys the beer, steals the money, gets all the snacks and food.
Right. And everything he's doing is like for money. He has like the case out and he's trying to get people to tip him. Like,
right. Nothing inappropriate or wrong, but, he's kind of very self-serving.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would have loved for them to really focus on this. Like, even though he's flawed, he is still good at heart.
Right.
And he will realize something, but none of that happens at all in this movie.
No.
He paid for the snacks. Gluttonous as it was, they paid for the snacks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
yeah.
They're good kids. But yeah, I wish they had helped more.
So, all right, we get a montage of them having fun using Billy's powers. They make videos, post them on YouTube. He still can't quite fly. They attempt to find a lair through a real estate agent at school.
Did you see the list of YouTube video titles? There were Marvel references.
Oh,
he literally they were like different character names. The one that I caught was Zapped in America, which made me.
I heard that one.
Yeah.
Power Boy, Red Cyclone, Zapped in America, Sir Zaps-a-Lot, Mr. Philadelphia, Thundercrack, and Captain Sparkle Fingers.
That's a Thor.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're looking for a lair. Then back at school, the kids are all watching the videos they posted. Billy's becoming famous. The bullies pick on Freddy. He gets out of it by promising that the currently multiple named hero will show up at lunch the next day. I thought it was cute that they couldn't settle on a name since there's all this issue behind his name. Kind of a meta thing.
Yeah, they were clearly having fun with that.
Yeah. I thought it was fun when they had like the Big reference in there. Not the Big reference, but the reference to the movie Big.
And they didn't have a conversation about it, but like the impracticality of calling him Shazam, how that's not possible.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Well done.
At dinner, Billy and Freddy argue. Billy thinks that Freddy's not giving him enough space. Freddy thinks Billy's not thankful to him for helping. The next day, Billy skips school, forgetting that he was supposed to show up as a hero for Freddy. Billy heads to the park, where he saves Mary and bonds with her. Freddy gets made fun of at school for the hero not showing up, so Freddy goes and finds Billy. They argue about Billy shoots lightning, which causes a bus to go over the edge of an overpass. Billy saves the bus.
A bridge? I mean, overpasses.
Yeah, a bridge. Yeah.
A showdown on a bridge?
Oh, yeah.
Gotta have the bridge thing.
Always a bridge. Yeah, so much about superheroes is falling. Things that fall. Catching those things that fall.
Scientists.
Superheroes are almost useless. Superheroes are almost useless in Kansas. That's what I'm saying.
Yep.
There's a
That's
reason.
why that one dude had to move.
Yeah, exactly.
He could fly anywhere in an instant, but he had to move out of Kansas to get shit done. Think about that, Kansas.
Think about it. They fight in front of the television cameras. Freddy storms off. Just then Thaddeus shows up demanding that Billy surrender his powers. They fight. Billy.
We finally see him look evil for the first time.
Yeah.
Look like, well, I mean, I guess at the boardroom, sorry. But I mean, now he's suddenly full tilt. I'll kill all y'all.
Yeah. Well, and he still feels like he should be worthy, so he deserves the powers. Like that's where his motivation is coming from. Do
you think that it could have just been Black Adam? Do you think it was like the studio or Rock still had to decide?
I think the Rock wanted the Black Adam movie to be the Black Adam movie,
to be its own separate thing.
Yeah,
fair enough. Like they could have had an ancient villain with way more gravitas.
Right. Well, and I think that's the thing. I don't think the Black Adam movie he's going to be a pure villain. I think he's going to be a flawed hero because it's The Rock and he can never be not the cool guy.
I think it'll be Deadpool.
I think it was fitting having Dr. Sivana, seeing as how he was his first enemy in the first Captain Marvel comic.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
It's kind of Captain America, Red Skull.
You'd be the only person that knew.
Yeah.
But yeah, sure.
So they fight. Billy discovers he can fly. Thaddeus beats him up a bunch. They fight through a shopping mall. Billy turns back into his 14-year-old form and manages to escape. However, Thaddeus notices Freddy, realizing he has a connection to Billy, and so he takes him hostage. Billy goes back to the foster home where he gets in trouble with his foster parents for ditching class and fighting. Meanwhile, seeing Freddy and Super Billy on TV, his foster siblings figure out that he's the superhero. They reveal that they know about him being a hero to Billy and complete his research, finding his mother who lives nearby. Billy rushes...
Two subway stops,
yeah. Billy rushes to see her, and his foster parents go after him, leaving the kids home alone. Freddy arrives with Thaddeus, and Thaddeus takes all the kids hostage.
He does go to meet his mom. He does. We're led to believe she's in an abusive relationship.
Yeah.
Now.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, we get her version of the story, and it's the less idyllic and pastoral. And yeah, she left him, and then she sees a cop put the blanket on, and comfort him. And she literally says, "And I just knew that they would take care of you better than I would." And it's like, the police? Because that is incorrect, ma'am.
Yes.
They will drive him somewhere gladly.
And then drop them off and go home to their own families.
Right. That's not what cops do. Again, you can't just leave your pet and expect somebody to take care of it.
No, as someone who owned a pet store, don't leave your pet on the doorstep of a pet store.
Holy shit, I never.
Oh, it happened like twice a week.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. It's
that
fucked up.
My heart.
I wanted to jump back to when the Fosters figured out the secret. Just playing on Josh, what you said about Darla's character being so endearing. She's just can barely contain herself like the whole time. Even at dinner earlier, she can't say anything because the secret will pop out, and then here it's just overjoyed that they figured it out. And I'm a good sister.
She was so proud of herself, and at dinner, like she's noticeably quiet.
Mm-hmm.
She's just got her mouth stuffed with food, so nothing falls out accidentally. I love it.
And she connects the through line of the movie, which at one point Billy says it's what a good brother would do. She says, I'm a good sister. Like,
right.
It's not like well framed by the story itself, but this is the thing that makes Billy good and makes him worthy of being Shazam, is like realizing, oh, this is what a good brother would do. I hate that they didn't like put a pin on that so we could see.
Yeah.
Well, he gave her shit out of all of them. You know, like when they first got to school and she was just so excited and elated, and he like just kind of crapped on her, like, I'm not your brother, or we're not really a family kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then, then it came back around, because you're right. Billy like specifically looks at her and it's like, that's what a brother would. Come on, brother. Yeah. Whatever Hulk Hogan.
Oh, yeah, brother.
Yeah, brother. Had all that sushi, brother.
Why wasn't he Shazam?
The Macho Man, Randy Savage.
No, Hulk Hogan.
Okay.
The Macho Man was Bonesaw.
That's right.
He's already had his moment.
He's had his moment. But why wasn't the Hulkster in more movies, you ask? I don't know.
Because
there's not a just God.
So all right, he finds his mom. He's disheartened to learn she abandoned him because she felt that she couldn't raise him, which again leans into the like, it's what a good brother would do. This is not what a family would do to another family member.
No. He realized,
he's able to go like, oh, you're not my family, these people are my family.
Yeah,
but you think for a second that maybe he's going to do something about the asshole that's in the apartment yelling at her,
right?
And so I don't know if you're not even supposed to think about it that much, but it was almost kind of a message in itself that he just turned and walked away from that.
Yeah,
being a superhero,
he could have flown up to the window and flick that dude,
just flick the dude,
or just threatened him.
We saw what he did with that barrel. You know, he just like, hit the barrel with the tip of his finger and it crushed against the wall. So it's like,
would that have
the dude over?
But would that have been a better act for him to do? Like something that he's capable of doing is like flying in and being like, "Don't mess with this lady."
He just
scare the hell out
away.
of the guy. Yeah, he just left.
I think it would have been. I think that would. I personally would have argued that should go in the film because it shows that he is good of heart, even though he's not.
I agree.
Going to live with his mom, even though he's written her off, he still doesn't want her to be abused.
Well, and the way that he leaves his mother, he gives her the compass that he's been carrying around, which I had one of those as a little kid, and I cherished that thing
totally
the same
so
way.
Cool.
But he gave it to her and said, like, you might need this more than I did. And literally the first few times that I watched this, I thought he gave her money. I thought that she had, I somehow in my mind thought that she gave him money and he gave her the money back. But realized, no, it's the compass. That's really petty. Like, you might need direction more than me.
Yeah, it really
is.
And
then she didn't even remember it. So, so they're both kind of shitty.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's just clumsy writing.
But you're right. He saves Savannah's life, which he should. That's what the hero does.
Yeah.
But you're right. He kind of walks away from his mother's own abuse.
I would have put that in as like a end of movie kind of thing, like what he's
something like that.
after the main antagonist is taken care of, like he goes and does like some good deeds, and that's one of them. He takes care of his mom so she doesn't have to
checks in on him.
Yeah, something. Yeah, just because like that's what pure of heart you would do.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe he just spies through the windows. Maybe he's just a jerk that yells and she's okay. Do you know what I mean? Like just something. But instead he walked away from his mom.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyways, he arrives back home at the foster home. Billy he gets a call from Freddy's phone. It's Thaddeus. So he turns super, arrives back home at the foster home. Thaddeus demands that Billy give him his powers. Billy agrees to do it to save the other kids. Thaddeus opens the door to the temple. He and Billy go through to use the wizard's staff together.
Yeah. Suddenly we're all like, you can do that? Oh, you can do that? Like, oh, you can transfer your powers? I had no idea it was a transfer type situation.
Yeah.
Oh, just touching that thing.
The children follow. They attack Thaddeus just as they're about to do the thing. Billy notices that when all of the sins are outside of Thaddeus's body, he's vulnerable. They escape from Thaddeus back to Philadelphia. Thaddeus follows and pursues them to. No, I insist on calling him Thaddeus.
I love it.
He unleashes the sins upon a crowd at a carnival. Remembering the wizard's words about the rest of the Council of Wizards, Billy uses the staff to share his powers with his siblings, transforming them into adult superheroes like him.
Sorry, we got here really quickly. Back in the cavern, they found that chamber of doors.
Yeah.
Yes.
The one was the mobster crocodiles.
Yeah, playing poker.
But then Pedro opens a door and it's all misty in there, and the tentacle comes out that looks a lot like the thing from The Mist.
It did. It really did, yeah.
Wow.
So I think they're trying to reference that as well.
Mm.
So are these like those were multiverse doors?
I guess.
Yeah, I think so.
DC was the first to mess around with the multiverse, I believe, comic-wise.
Mm-hmm.
Call it that anyway.
Anyway.
So, Billy fights Thaddeus while the other super siblings fight the sins. They save civilians. Billy lures it.
She gave the Shazam gives that little girl the stuffed tiger that he wanted when he was a kid.
Aw, yeah.
To comfort her.
Yeah. Billy lures out the final sin, which is envy, makes Thaddeus vulnerable, and he yanks the Eye of Sin out of Thaddeus's head, recapturing all the sins within it. The crowd applauds.
I hate that they move to another location to fight.
Yeah.
That we get Billy and Thaddeus flying over the city to go fight somewhere else. It pays off in the funny, like, arguing at a distance bit.
Right.
While the siblings are fighting Mist, like clumsily fighting.
Yeah.
It would have been really cool to have like an Age of Ultron finale thing where all of them then work together to defeat the 7 deadly sins.
Yeah.
Exactly. Be a very tight squad. Everybody cover your guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they know each other really well and they can work together, knowing just from their knowledge of each other. Instead, we got cute one-on-one things of like strong boy holding falling wheel of Ferris wheel, fast girl running fast.
Mm-hmm.
And the showdown didn't didn't benefit by being somewhere else.
No, it didn't. There was just other than that distance joke, there wasn't much of a reason to do it.
Yeah, like why did they go there to fight? Was that over his dad's business? Did he have like a device there that he was going to use for like?
No, they were chasing each other through the city. That's when he looked really like a penis. And I'm not. I'm serious. Just a ball, just flying.
A dick in a trench coat.
Just a dick in a trench coat.
Which is going to be my new Adult Swim series.
Dick in a trench coat.
Let's see. Back at the temple, they replace the eye. The statues retake the sins. They realize it's their lair. Then later at home, Billy fully connects with his foster family.
Well, sorry. Billy ultimately defeats Savannah by revealing and discovering that envy is the only sin they haven't really seen.
Yeah.
Face to face yet, and that's so he kind of talked. It's clever. It wasn't brute force. He also, and it wasn't magic.
Yeah,
he sort of brought out the villain's flaws and threw him back at him, kind of thing.
Well, and from having an understanding of like where he's at.
That
the envy is making him worse too.
Right, like that's your sin. It's not greed because you have everything. It's not wrath because you have all this power. It's envy. You want more. Yeah. Like, how sad. How sad
again,
of you. The lamest of all the sins.
The 7 deadly sins. They're such like tentpole archetypes,
Yeah.
And
Judeo-Christian.
Yeah.
For these mythological creatures to be.
We don't get any like clear like use of them. They are a monolithic, the 7 deadly sins. We see them labeled on their little.
I call it the DC
stands.
CGI, like bad guys, creatures, or whatever. Yeah, mists, smoke.
Yeah, it's
Well,
all
and
smoke
like
and they're
all
like
of the visual elements,
Whatever
could
you
work.
need.
But like they got to lean in on like what the hell they do and why they are what they are in even like the most subtle visual ways.
They're
instead of just being missed.
And Billy, in contrast to he was not starkly in contrast to these sins.
No,
which you would think he would be.
No, and the sins were super generic looking. They were very visually uninteresting.
Yeah,
you couldn't.
I mean, I
pick
thought they
them out.
looked scary. You know, like if I were an 8-year-old, 10-year-old, 13-year-old kid, I'd have been like, oh, they're creepy. They're gross.
I don't know, but I look at all that shit. I look at those ambiguous creatures that are made over and over again. Even Marvel did it with Thanos's creatures, but I look at them and there's, for my money, it's still not as good as Ghostbusters.
Oh yeah,
and that's what it looks like to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It looks like they just tried to make Gozer and all that. You know, like they've all just been trying to make that demon animated fucking thing, and it's just nobody's nailed it since.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
Yeah. They look kind of stop motiony intentionally. Like I said, I kind of like the design. It didn't match with the.
They should have done more of the sins. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
because then it wouldn't have been.
And I think
then I wouldn't have thought twice about the design.
I think making them
that's all we got.
I think making them all like a gray and white too was lame because they all kind of blend together then too when they're flying around.
Yeah. You know what? I got big Knights of Ren vibes from the Seven Deadly Sins.
Yeah.
Where I was like, I get that you're supposed to be bad, but like, why though?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Yeah. So at school the next day,
and why don't you ever cut kids any slack? Like I know Billy was the last one, but it's just like, hey, little kid, would you like a lot of power? I don't know. You're offering me power. This guy's offering me power. I'm just a kid. Maybe. No, you're out.
Yeah, exactly.
You're out, Asian lady. You're out. This guy. You're out. That guy. Harsh, man. You could tempt a kid with anything.
Yeah, Shazam should have been like, I'll also give you this puppy and a Nintendo.
Right. I will take both. That doesn't mean the kid is not pure of heart.
Yeah, exactly. You're a kid.
You're a kid. That's just good sense. I'd like them both.
At school the next day, Billy shows up for Freddy to, as does the bottom part of Superman.
Superman's bottom.
Super crotch.
Yes. Well, we know
America's ass.
Yeah.
Just like Hulk was in the bathroom, nobody saw Superman walking up until he walked up.
Yeah.
Even though he had a tray of food.
Yeah. Did he super speed to the line to get the food?
Yeah.
But everyone was like,
saw.
Shh, it's a surprise party.
Yeah. Not Henry Cavill.
Yeah. No, he had a mustache, so nobody recognized him. Maybe he was wearing glasses with a mustache.
No. So you just made a secret identity for Superman.
That's
if he was dressed as Superman but a mustache instead of Clark Kent with the glasses on. I love it. That's awesome.
Pure delecto, man.
Yeah, it's just like, that's not Superman. That guy's a mustache.
Then in a mid-credit scene, Thaddeus is in jail and he gets approached by an alien caterpillar.
An insane caterpillar laughing his ass off.
Who wants them to team up. That's the movie.
No, there was another post-credit scene.
Oh,
where they made an Aquaman joke.
That's right. In the post-credit scene, they talk about
Peacemaker.
Yeah,
and them ending on an Aquaman joke.
Yeah,
I'm glad that at least DC knows what's up.
They're not taking it that seriously. They're like, we have to make the joke because otherwise people will mock us roundly if we avoid it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. So that's the movie.
Since we got to the end with the caterpillar, you all noticed the caterpillar in the cavern.
He was locked away in the beginning.
Yeah, he was in a little glass jar, and then when Billy showed up, that glass jar was shattered.
See, I did not notice that.
I did not.
I didn't notice it until my second viewing, and probably didn't notice it because I wasn't aware of Mr. Mind at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
just I wasn't aware that the jar was shattered. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did it have like a stick and a couple leaves to
Yeah.
replicate what the worm is used to?
I believe it did.
Okay, awesome. Evil twigs.
So yeah, that's it. I don't know. You guys have any final thoughts or further unanswered questions?
Again, it was fun. It was fun enough. I love the iconic imagery. I got to admit, and I always felt that Captain Marvel's lightning bolt was pretty iconic and awesome looking.
Yeah.
I've always thought that. And then Mike Hour had obviously used it for Madman. You know, a lot of the design there on that. And so I love the way the Marvel's family looked also. Their different colored uniforms. It just popped.
Yeah. The color palette in this movie was the thing. Like the drab with the contrast of the bright colors just really worked. The lightning bolt colors really worked.
Yeah, Philadelphia was gray and snowy.
Yeah. They seem to understand the character of Shazam just fine.
Yeah.
It's everything else that really didn't reach the same level for me.
Yeah.
They could have tried harder in spots, is what it sounds like. We all
or tried to make this a more kid-friendly movie, and it probably would have benefited from it.
Probably. If they'd gone PG instead of PG-13 and made it a little more geared towards kids.
Yeah, because it could still be edgy, and you could still have them walking out of a titty bar.
Sure.
But, yeah, they just leaned into some of the weirder, more adult themes that I did not enjoy as much.
Yeah.
Well, because, like Thoreau said during production, because a bunch of students were like, we want somewhere between The Dark Knight and Speed Racer.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
and that this dude delivered that.
Well, I mean, that's the problem with like the execs. It's like the Simpsons episode. So you want a down-to-earth, grounded show that's completely off the wall and crazy with magic robots.
Yes. That's what we want. That's exactly what Hollywood.
Yeah.
Paradigm, proactive. Aren't these just buzzwords that stupid people use to sound intelligent? I'm fired, aren't I?
So, all right, guys, you ready to rank it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So we got a list here. I don't even know where to start with this.
Dark Knight Rises. No, let's go down.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not bad, but it's.
I mean,
like
Orgazmo.
Defendor and Blade. I think it's better than Blade and Defendor.
It's probably better. Well,
it's not better than Batman Returns.
Yeah, I also don't think it's better than Swamp Thing or The Crow. But
it's not better than Swamp Thing.
Oh yeah, that's right. I see Swamp Thing right there. I got my eye on Swamp Thing now.
But yeah, our list is horribly broken.
Don't forget, in Swamp Thing, a dude used rubber makeup to pretend to be another guy and did his job for a week before he revealed.
That's right.
That's a real villain with dedication.
That's a real fucking villain right there.
Yeah, that dude's in it for the love of the villainy. It's not for the money.
Yeah, no sins involved. He loves it. He oversaw purchasing and receiving.
I do think it's better than Thor: The Dark World.
Yeah,
I could argue that. Yeah,
right.
easily.
Yeah, sure. I love Superman 2, though.
Yeah.
Between those two?
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, I like that.
Better than the Wolverine.
All right.
Wait. Okay. Can we recap where some of our other DC movies wound up though? Because I saw we had Wonder Woman in the 20s.
Yeah. Wonder Woman we put at number 25. Let's see. Batman 89's at 13. Batman Begins at 12. Dark Knight at number 5. That's our highest ranking one, is the Dark Knight. All the ones above Dark Knight are Marvel. Yeah. That's
where did our Justice League wind up?
Ooh, we have that way down here. way down here. Oof. Not that low. Not as low as Superman 4. Let's see. Batman and Robin's at 123. Batman Forever's at 105. Let's see. Aquaman at 95. God, where did we put Justice League? Oh, Justice League at number 80. Yeah.
We trashed all of these movies, man.
They're not good
Shazam
movies.
being in the 30s is fair.
We have watched a lot.
Yeah.
I think we know.
Or no, Shazam's at 48, not the 30s.
Yeah, and it's one of the higher ranked DC movies.
Yeah, man.
All the ones
That's
above
rough.
it, other than Wonder Woman, all the ones above it are Batman movies.
Hey, man, you know what's gonna top them all though? This Flash movie.
If they can ever release it with what Ezra Miller's been up to.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, my God, he just kidnapped somebody a couple days ago.
A child.
Yes,
He kidnapped a child.
He kidnapped a child a few days ago. Yeah, Ezra Miller's lost his goddamned mind. He kidnapped a child a few days ago. Like, whatever he's on.
And was taunting the police about it on Instagram.
Yes.
That's all very troubling.
Yeah, it is.
Ugh.
Yeah, we thought it was bad when he punched some people in the face in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Did he do that?
He did that too. He's done a lot of shit. He keeps doing more shit in Hawaii.
This is the kid that played the in Hawaii. Well, you know what happens in Hawaii stays with Brian.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, this is the Flash. This is the Flash. So
Jesus, kid. At least Shia LaBeouf for a little while. You know, make a few things.
Right? Well, and the Flash movies
before you let the lobsters free.
And the thing is, the Flash movie's in the can. They shot the whole thing. It's not like they can fire him as the Flash and recast it. It's done. It's been made.
And it's a lot of things are going to hinge upon it, right?
I guess.
Or that's what they were expecting, right? Because they're opening their own multiverse.
Yeah, Michael Keaton's in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, stuff like that.
Yeah, so
wow, weird. I'll have to look that kid up.
DC's not having a good time between him and what's her face, Mrs. Depp.
Amber Heard.
Amber Heard.
Yeah, Aqua.
Yeah, between Amber Heard and Ezra Miller, DC's having a bad year.
God, if I was at Warner Brothers. Oh, God.
They can't
win. Yeah, that sucks.
They cannot win. So, anyways, that's it for Shazam. We are done. That means we are looking towards next week. And next week on Harmless Phosphorescence, we are going to be watching Hellboy, the David Harbour Hellboy.
Oh, that's right. Hopper's Hellboy.
Yeah, Hopper's Hellboy. Yep. Yeah, so
I
let's
haven't
see.
seen that.
Neither have I. That'll be interesting. That is next week on Harmless Phosphorescence. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out with us. This has been your host, Rose Smiley, and I'm off to my dark, haunted lair full of creepy demon statues. The bathroom.
I'm Josh Cece, and in some ways, Santa is always here. But in another, more accurate way, he's not.
I'm Brian Lesh, and that's why you don't mess with electricity.
My name is Alaric Weber, but my name is Captain Sparklefingers.
Thanks, everyone. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Shazam.